We got drama in the NBA. This might be the greatest trade deadline of all time.
If you think about what the words have been coming out of Golden State, it's been about maximizing Steph Curry's prime.
A lot of injuries like he did earlier in his career, and he needs a break going into the playoffs. But he needs guys to take pressure off him, too.
Just pissed off. You're trying to figure it out. Everybody in the locker room is kind of searching a little bit.
Well, the search is over. Golden State got Jimmy, and they are winning. But as time goes on, the trade appears to be more than just wins. At 37, averaging 32 minutes per game, and still running around the perimeter endlessly, Curry needed a break, or he could break down. But with the playoffs looming, here's why this trade saved Steph Curry's career. The 2024-2025 season hit the Warriors like a freight train. After years of dominance, everything started to crumble. Klay Thompson, the other half of the Splash Bros, left for Dallas. With Klay's 38.7% three-point shooting gone, the Warriors lost more than just a shooter. They lost a crucial piece of their identity. Defenses began to swarm Steph every night. Curry still averaged 26.4 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 6.5 assists while shooting 45% from the field. But his numbers just couldn't carry the team anymore. When he sat on the bench, the Warriors' performance tanked, a staggering minus 90 plus minus in non-Curry minutes. Injuries added to the misery. Jonathan Kuminga, the young star who was supposed to step up, missed 31 games due to an ankle injury. The bench lacked depth and energy. A rumored trade for Luka Doncic never materialized, leaving Curry as the lone engine. By early February, the Warriors sat at a mediocre 28-27, barely clinging to the 10th in the West. It was clear that Curry was tired. On the flip side, Miami was struggling too, and so was Jimmy Butler. He averaged 18.1 points on 50.2% shooting. A decent output on paper, but his overall impact was waning. His plus-minus hovered at a flat plus 1.2 per game, a far cry from the high-impact numbers he used to produce. So, Miami wasn't willing to pay him the big bucks, and he didn't want to stay because he desperately wanted to win a ring, and Miami didn't have that heat. Fans could sense the desperation, and the league was buzzing with the possibility of a blockbuster move. Then, it happened. Luka Doncic went to Los Angeles. This wasn't the trade anyone expected, but Warriors GM Mike Dunleavy Jr. was still knocking on the door. And when Kevin Durant completely shut the door on a possible return to the Bay, he turned to Jimmy. No one could understand the trade. Analysts concluded it wasn't a mega deal. Others said it changed nothing. The more optimistic ones said the Warriors needed someone with that winning mentality, but, you see, it's more than that. Yes, Jimmy Butler came to the Warriors to win, but he also knew he had a side mission, to take the load off Steph Curry.
He also allowed Steph Curry to rest a couple possessions. Because if you look at him before he got there, Steph was running off people. He has to do everything. So now he could take 2 or 3 possessions where they go to him inside, outside, get to the free throw, allow Steph to get in-game rest, and then they come back to him.
I'm not going to say it's running down, but it's okay to be tired. And that's on myself, and that's on us as a unit to pick up the slack for him.
And you know what happens when Steph Curry is rested? He turns on that switch and starts breaking records.
And the half, and then Moody, this one, there it is.
This is the one.
Yes. Number 4,000, the first player in NBA history with 4,003 points.
12,000 points from the 3. Jeez.
Yeah.
Damn.
In fact, here's 2 NBA legends demonstrating how Jimmy turned on that switch in Steph Curry, much like Doncic did for LeBron.
Jimmy is a shot in the arm, like, boop. It was like, ooh. It was like Steph was like, you know, I'm like, ooh, Steph, no, this is an opportunity now. Like
he wasn't playing like this, P. He didn't have this energy right here, P.
No. He said,
we talk about Luka giving LeBron a joke.
Yeah.
He got the biggest joke right now, bro. Him and Bron going, bro.
Yeah, him and Bron got that new energy from the trades. Like, oh, okay.
Life.
Oh no, we saw, it was like that marathon. You know, when you're in that marathon, it's like, damn, you think you way behind, and then there go the leader, I'm right there. Now they just like, we right here.
By sending Andrew Wiggins, Moses Moody, and a 2026 first-round pick to Miami, Golden State got Jimmy Butler, and it was more than worth it. Butler's gritty, hard-nosed style was a wild card next to Steph's smooth finesse. At 35, Butler wasn't exactly a spring chicken, but his proven track record and clutch moments made him a valuable asset. Right on his debut at Chase Center against the Chicago Bulls, Butler cleared the doubters on why he was with the Warriors. At first, they were down by 24 in the third quarter. Then, out of nowhere, Steph Curry exploded. In that third quarter alone, he dropped 24 points, draining deep threes and reclaiming his trademark dominance. Most people couldn't see Butler's impact past the 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. But as time went on, analysts caught on.
Do y'all know that Jimmy Butler has been to the free throw line 40 times? He's accumulated 40 free throws in the 4 games that he's played. So you got a guy that's not Andrew Wiggins, okay, that knows when to be aggressive, knows how to be aggressive, and most importantly, he spares Steph Curry, not just because he can be a bona fide secondary option, but because he gets to the free throw line.
His toughness was evident as he attacked the rim and contested every play. By the end of that game, the Warriors had flipped the script, winning 132-111. But that was just the beginning. You see, defenses could no longer collapse solely on Curry. They now had to account for Butler's aggressive play in the paint. This forced a shift in defensive schemes across the floor. With Jimmy on the court, the Warriors' energy transformed. Before the trade, the team was barely scraping by. But now, they look revitalized, alive, aggressive, and determined. The Warriors' offensive efficiency surged, and their defensive rotations became sharper as the floor spacing improved. Steph no longer had to shoulder every offensive load on his own. Jimmy's added edge, his ability to create mismatches and force defensive adjustments, gave the team a fresh dimension.
I think the idea, he's like the exact opposite player of me, which is kind of funny. Like, I'm shooting 16 threes, he shot 1, he got to the free throw line a lot. He's dominating the paint, I'm dominating outside the perimeter. Guys working around us has the potential to be really, really fun.
I've been watching Steph highlights. Yeah, so, I've been going on YouTube, watching him do this thing. So now that he's on my team, when he's out, I get to play a little bit like him.
Jimmy Butler's arrival turned the tide for the Warriors overnight. Before the trade, Steph Curry was carrying the load almost single-handedly, dropping 26.4 points a night, hitting 40.8% from 3. But the weight was wearing him down. Jimmy's gritty, relentless style provided the balance the team needed. He could score in the mid-post, draw defenders away, and let Steph roam free. But it wasn't just on offense that Jimmy was helping. On the defensive side, he took on top scorers and helped anchor the defense. His ability to contest shots and disrupt passing lanes allowed Draymond Green to roam free, causing havoc on the perimeter. After the trade, the Warriors went on a 10-1 run that shifted momentum completely. Steph's plus-minus soared to an average of plus 12.3 per game, tops in the league. Meanwhile, the team's defensive rating improved significantly, tightening from 113.5 to 108.5. Their net rating jumped to plus 15.2, underscoring the positive impact of having Butler on the court. But it wasn't just about stats. The vibe on the floor changed. While Steph now had a teammate that allowed him to rest, Draymond was also grinning from ear to ear about his new bash bro.
The things that he's doing, like, when I tell you, to me, it's music to my ears to talk basketball with somebody that know the basketball game like Jimmy and listen and learn, from somebody who know the game like Jimmy. It's music to my ears, him over-communicating the way he does.
Jimmy Butler's numbers, while modest, averaging around 18 points and 5 assists per game, were more than just points on a sheet. His efficiency was remarkable. Over his first 13 games with the Warriors, he posted a 53-12 assist-to-turnover ratio. That kind of efficiency eased the pressure on Steph. But as the play-ins come to an end, there's new pressure coming with the playoffs, and we're all wondering if Jimmy can step up his game even further.
Yeah, I do take him seriously because, like Butler, and it's interesting you said, is this a regular season thing? We haven't even seen playoff Jimmy yet. And he does get better in the playoffs. He's done it essentially every year of his career since he's become a star-level player.
You see, Jimmy Butler's playoff Jimmy persona fits right alongside Steph Curry's championship resume. Steph has 4 rings and a history of hitting game-winning shots. On the other hand, Jimmy is the guy that gets the job done when it matters the most. Together, these two could become the ultimate nightmare for opponents. Take the game against the Knicks on March 3rd, for example. Curry exploded for 49 points, drilling 11 threes and leaving defenders scrambling. That performance wasn't a fluke. It was the result of renewed team dynamics since Butler arrived. Butler, meanwhile, has been doing the dirty work. He dives for loose balls, forces turnovers, and locks down opposing stars. Steph's comeback isn't just about the points he drops. It's about the spark he's regained. His step-back threes and relentless drives are back, and you can see it in his smile and quick feet. He's no longer the lone warrior trying to keep a crumbling ship afloat. With Butler's arrival, the pressure has eased off him. Butler's ability to score from the mid-post and attack the rim means Curry can get off the ball more often, conserve his energy, and strike from deep. Steph wants another ring to cement his legacy, and Butler wants one to finish his career on a high note. Their competitive drive pushes the entire team. Draymond's defensive intensity and a bench that's finally finding rhythm contribute to a system that is built for the high-pressure months of May and June. The potential for a deep playoff run is there, and every game now is a statement. Their performances are proving that the trade wasn't a desperate move, it was a calculated decision that saved not only Steph's season, but possibly his entire career. Now, Curry is happy again. Jimmy is happy again, and after moving on from the Splash Bros, it looks like the Warriors have a new duo, the Bash Bros. Interestingly, and much like the Luka trade, this trade's got one team getting better for it, while the other team is getting worse. In fact, some people think Miami trading Jimmy is actually worse than the Mavs trading Doncic.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it's not fucking close.
Like, man, he was their leader, bro.
It's not fucking close. And quote me on this. The Miami Heat is worse. That is a worse trade than Dallas and the Lakers.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, then you should watch the trade that saved the NBA next.